Is it actually possible for Tesla to surpass Ford and General Motors when it comes to vehicle sales, period? I mean, right now all the talk is, can Ford and GM do as they claim they're going to and beat Tesla in electric car sales by 2025? But I think we all know the real question is whether Tesla can actually beat them in overall car sales in 2025. Hello, my friends, and welcome to the channel. Viking. My name is Sam Evans. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome back. Everyone else, thank you for supporting us on Patreon. This channel wouldn't exist without you. I'll put a link in the description below to our Patreon account. And thank you very much to those of you who have supported us. It means a lot. Now, Mary Barra and to a lesser extent, Jim Farley are claiming that their companies, Ford and General Motors, will beat Tesla when it comes to electric vehicle deliveries in 2025. We all know that that is a myth. I mean, there's a couple of you that believe it's true, but I'd say you're pretty hardcore brand fans to believe that kind of mythology in face of the facts that we have before us. We all know what those facts are. The facts are that General Motors and Ford, as far as we know, don't make a profit from EVs, period. Therefore, ramping up production will be very difficult. Why? Because they plan on ramping production in the US. Tesla, I don't think, makes a profit from EVs in the US. I don't think it does. Let's face facts. When you look at Tesla's profit statement, when you look at their balance sheet, when you look at everything they've done over the last few years, they didn't start making a profit until they started to sell a lot of cars in China. At least a lot of cars were manufactured in China, then sold either in China or all around the world. That profit didn't come until then. See, my concern right now is General Motors, Ford, other companies as well, but in particular, those two are focusing on their electric vehicles being produced in the US. That will be problematic because I personally think Tesla has easily the best margins in the industry. But the thing is, there's not a single legacy automaker now with any more than 5% of its vehicles being sold as EVs. And as far as we know, they don't make a profit from selling EVs. What happens once, say, 50% of their vehicles are electric and they're made in America? Can they still make a profit competing with Tesla? I think it's highly unlikely. That's why it seems to me to be more likely that Tesla will in fact begin to catch General Motors and Ford in terms of overall vehicle revenue and sales by 2025. Now, the reality is legacy automakers like Ford and General Motors have dominated the American auto industry for decades. That domination, well, it's waning somewhat. Their sales declined last year, they declined the year before that, and they've declined so far this year. I mean, for example, last year, General Motors lost its title of #1 vehicle seller in the US to Toyota, first time in history, in 100 years of automotive history in the US. And now, with electric vehicles taking over, right, Tesla could be poised to overtake these companies in only a few short years. If it can continue growing as quickly as it has been, that seems likely. Tesla sales revenue numbers have been growing very quickly over the last few years, and it pulled in $17 billion worth of vehicle sales in the first quarter of this year. That's a long way away from GM's $36 billion and Ford's $34.5 billion in the same period. That said, it made more profit than all of them, and it made more profit than Toyota, the world's largest vehicle manufacturer. So while Toyota sold billions and billions of dollars more cars than Tesla, it actually made less money doing so. Tesla's growth, of course, is expected to slow down. All the media says it's happening. It will. No, I promise. Not this year, but next year, guaranteed. We guarantee it'll slow down next year. That's what the media would like us to believe. Why? Well, they get paid by who? Who pays for the media to exist? Well, you do the maths. To be sure, Tesla's first quarter sales represented a growth of 87% year over year. By comparison, GM's Q1 sales marked an 11% surge year over year, while Ford's dropped around 11%. 2 years ago, in Q1 of 2020, Tesla only generated $5 billion in revenue. Going from $5 billion to $17 billion in 2 years, what's that? Well, That's a huge difference. That's what that is. As low as $35 billion per quarter in auto sales seems a safe level at which Tesla would likely surpass General Motors and Ford in, say, 2025. To reach that level in 2025, Tesla's sales have to continue to increase by a rate of around 27.5% year over year. They only need to increase by 27.5%. What did they increase last year? 87%, right? 27% seems very doable to me. At Tesla's earnings call for Q1 2022, Elon stated he expects Tesla to grow at a rate of 50% per year in terms of vehicle production, which would see Tesla passing GM and Ford, actually not in 2025. It would happen earlier, in 2024. Musk has been known to be ambitious about what Tesla is going to do. But is he being realistic? Well, like I said, Tesla only has to grow at a rate of 27.5% to actually surpass where General Motors and Ford are now. But the reality is, we're moving into a world of what? We're moving into a world where people are going from smoking cigarettes, driving around internal combustion engine vehicles, into doing what? Well, embracing a clean, cheaper, better future. That future is electric cars. The reality is, Ford and GM are likely to actually lose market share between now and 2025. But even if they don't, Tesla is still easily on track to beat them, period, in 2025. Zachary Visconti says it is any one single thing that will help Tesla reach this milestone. It's the expansion of its Gigafactory system. And I've agreed. I've been saying this for a long time now. People keep on saying Tesla needs 50 gigafactories in order to build X number of cars. It's the wrong way of looking at it. They don't need a gigafactory in India. They don't need a gigafactory in Australia. They don't need millions of gigafactories around the world. They need efficient production at their existing factories. That's what Tesla is focusing on. They've been saying this constantly, and people seem to just keep on ignoring them. With new gigafactories in Germany and the US, by the way, I just talked about how Tesla plans on doubling the size of its gigafactory in Germany and of its gigafactory in Shanghai. This means Tesla is well poised to continue to expand its vehicle production capacity while it's ramping up production, right? Essentially, if Tesla just follows through with what it's doing now, building out scale at their gigafactory in Texas and doing the same in Berlin, then doubling the size of Berlin as they appear to be planning to do so, doubling the size or the number of vehicles they're putting out at Shanghai. Tesla is looking for 2 million per year from that factory. That would easily put Tesla in a position of 5 million plus vehicles per year, meaning what? They are very likely to surpass GM and Ford potentially late 2024, maybe at worst 2025. Now, Tesla's current capacity, production capacity, is sitting at about 1.2 million vehicles, right? I don't know why the media keep on misreporting on these numbers. You've got to look at their actual production. Look at their production, you can work out their actual production capacity. I mean, people keep on saying that China's gigafactory for Tesla has production capacity of 450,000 vehicles per year. That's complete and utter nonsense, right? If Tesla can build 80,000 there in a single month, clearly a production capacity is what? 12 times 8. You do the maths. It's a lot more than 450,000 vehicles. They're already at that rate right now. Now, EvanX believes that Tesla can't surpass Ford and General Motors based on its current factories. And I agree, if they stay where they are. If they grow and expand and produce more vehicles from those factories, absolutely they can beat Ford and GM, and absolutely they will. Why? It's much harder to build electric vehicles en masse. Everyone believes it's easy. They still believe this. I don't know why. They believe it's easy. So if it's so easy, why are no legacy auto manufacturers in the world making EVs at scale? None of them are doing it. Absolutely none. You know what's happening? Their competitors in China are catching up and overtaking them. That's exactly what has happened this year. Where is this mass production that you keep on talking about? It hasn't happened. Legacy Auto has been talking about it for years. Remember, they're meant to be able to catch up and surpass Tesla easily. The reality is, statistically on a graph, Tesla's gap is widening to its competition. Now, it might seem extremely ambitious to think that Tesla could surpass GM and Ford in auto automotive revenue by 2025, especially when you consider the surging EV battery prices across the industry. But it's very possible. Tesla is planning on how they will not only beat Ford and GM. By the way, Tesla doesn't talk about it, do they? They don't harp on about it like Mary Barra and Jim Farley and other automotive, even Herbert Diess has been saying this lately. They don't say anything about it. They keep very, very quiet on how they're going to do this. But I've just reported in another video how Tesla will be able to destroy legacy auto margins and actually dominate them in a way that people just are not understanding right now. I'll put a link in the description below to that video. Now, I have made a lot of predictions over the last 12 months on this channel. To be frank, I didn't get all of them right, but I did get most of them right when it comes to BYD and Tesla especially. This time, I am making a prediction. There is absolutely no question Tesla will beat and surpass Ford and General Motors in 2025 when it comes to gross automotive revenue, profit, and vehicle sales. That is the trifecta. It's happening whether you like it or not. The world is changing. The world moves from one technology to another, and it happens very quickly. And those that don't switch quick enough simply get left behind. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again on the next video. Bye-bye.